Welcome to April's Garage. We're at the Hilton Head Concourse, and I found the three coolest guys here, Ed, Bolian, Tavarish, and of course, the sexiest one of them all, Tyler Hoover. Is it
Doug
difficult
DeMuro?
seeing?
It's usually you say Doug DeMuro in the past.
Yeah, he couldn't make it today.
No, he's not here, so Tyler's at the top notch. Obviously, there's a little quirks.
I'm having a strut issue with my SLR, my seat here. Oh, thank you.
Let me save you from some brain damage there.
So this is our first Car Trek reunion, I guess, over a year since we've all seen each other and been together, right?
That's right. Yeah. Apparently,
Oh, that's a corner. Oh, that's carbon fiber. Oh my God.
What? Dude, are you okay?
This is real. I'm not acting.
Whose idea was it to sit below a strut that's failing?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
The couchage is comfortable.
60% of all men.
Good.
So
Oh,
it's my goal in life for Car Trek to be revamped.
That's
And
your goal
again,
in life?
It's my goal in life as your number one
Let a girl
fan.
dream, Freddie.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, like, is it gonna happen? Do we get a little teaser? Like,
Okay.
is it a
I
thing?
mean, like, so usually, I think we would work into that, but that's the first question.
she's opening with a big question.
Yeah. So that's good.
I'm ready. Where are we going?
Well, I mean, the internet thinks that first of all we have like some feud, or like we like hate each other, or like
No.
something that happened.
No, they all know what's happened.
Yeah.
Somebody bought a P1 and got too busy.
I didn't. There's a lot of stuff that P1 is now in a million pieces. So
Yeah,
like,
well, the P1 was supposed to be done for SEMA 2023, and then we were going to shoot Treks, and
we were so it turns out building a P1 is a little harder than I thought.
yes.
Yeah. I know. I know. But we have been talking.
We had a meeting.
We did have a meeting after some bourbon.
There was some bourbon.
You had some bourbon, and then there may have been other drinks involved, and we did decide that Car Trek is canceled. We're not ever
It's
doing
happening.
it.
It's
We're not
happening.
ever
No,
doing it again.
It's happening.
No,
It's happening.
Okay. Well, Tyler says it's happening. Yeah, it's happening.
We're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we're not. Well, I mean, we talked about a premise.
You
that
guys talked late at night
Yes.
about like 20 different
There were a lot of
destinations and
premises.
scenarios.
Yes.
Well, there was one that we kind of came to a consensus on, and it was the fact that
Bugattis and
Yes.
yeah.
So you have a Bugatti Veyron,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then you have a Bugatti Veyron,
Right.
And then I don't have a Bugatti Veyron, but like I've been
No.
talking to a lot of people with money here, and they're like, "Hey, we could let you borrow this money for some crazy rate, and maybe I can have a Bugatti Veyron."
Yeah,
Maybe.
like me, you just sign and drive. Everybody, it's a sign and drive
All the
agreement
cool
for
kids
Bugattis.
doing it, Freddie.
But
Yeah.
Tavarish, who has the better Bugatti?
Well, it all depends, because if you're talking about top speed, then it's Tyler.
Okay.
But if you're talking about actual driving experience, I think taking the top off makes a lot of sense. So I think him. So I have to get a car that's better than both of yours. So which one would that be? What's the best Veyron?
You can
Veyron, sorry.
You can buy a Super Sport?
Yeah.
World Record Edition?
I'll buy a Super Sport World Record. What did it set a world record? How fast did that car go?
268.
268 miles an hour. That's faster than yours, isn't it? Tyler?
It is faster. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
It's worth millions more though.
Yeah.
So
$5 million.
Good.
Yeah.
So only $5 million, and I will have a car that's better than both of theirs. But no, we're not actually doing a Bugatti special.
No
because
Bugatti Trek. No, that's a little strong.
Auto Tempest gave us $1 million each to buy Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be really cool.
We have a good premise in principle,
Yes.
and it's goes back to our
Roots.
our comfort zone, I think. Yeah.
or discomfort zone for sure.
yes.
For most of us.
Well, speaking of discomfort, what do you think was the most difficult car trek you shot in the past? Like the most uncomfortable scenario you've been through?
2.
Two of them?
No, Car Trek 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the desert.
For Ed.
Okay,
because
for Ed.
It was the hottest day in recorded human history at the place where that was recorded with no air conditioning.
close to Death Valley in Vegas in a car. Yeah, your
it was-
Vanquish that I have now that has wonderful air conditioning now doesn't misfire.
That Vanquish that you
wasn't
drove,
my experience with it.
I bought that Vanquish after Car Trek 2, Aston Martin Vanquish, and then I drove it for a little while, and then I sold it to you.
Right. Well, but your most miserable one was the no door 308. Yes?
It would have to be our Ferrari special, where I had a 1978 308. And it was, if I had the doors up, I couldn't roll the windows down, and the cabin would fill with exhaust fumes. and we had to take the doors off, and it made the car a lot better, even though
Yeah.
it wasn't very fast. And I ended up selling that car to the car wizard for some ridiculously cheap amount right afterwards, and I was so happy to get rid of that car.
And he sold it for a huge profit. And
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I've always made good choices on the Trek, so I haven't really had that like horrible, miserable experience that I can think of. The closest one was definitely in my Jurassic Park Jeep, though, when I'm on the mountain in the blizzard and I realize the heater doesn't work and I have like a tarp for a roof.
Yes.
And
we were
fogging
like
up and all that stuff.
12,000 feet up.
Yeah, with no heat and defrost and like sheer cliffs where I can't see, like that was pretty miserable, terrifying.
So I was in a Mitsubishi Montero right behind you with all-season tires, one of which was from the year 2003.
Yes.
So
the spare, because we didn't spot you very well.
Yeah. So you guys popped my tire, and then I had to put the spare on, which was original to the car.
We may have driven you into rusty metal in that abandoned mill. Yeah.
A bit, yeah. So then we went up, and then I got stuck, and then you went up higher, then you got stuck, and Ed was just like, he was like, I don't see what the problem
what
is.
you're worried
Right.
about.
Yeah.
The Cayenne did not struggle one bit.
No. Nope. And you had heated seats and everything else.
Yeah, he did, but I was almost actively having a panic attack. So that was fun.
Yeah.
But
How do you guys come up with the ideas, though? Do you like call Auto Tempest and they kind of give you a template of what they want, or is it just like off the top of your head?
We always talk to Auto Tempest about different ideas, different premises, different sets of cars that they think might, appeal to the audience and might put us in uncomfortable or difficult situations. And so, generally one of us will have found a car that we need an excuse to buy, and we will say, what challenge would this fulfill? And a challenge is born, and the other two have to play catch up to find it. So the first one really happened when I found a flooded Gallardo Spider manual for $59,000.
Yes.
Like, that's the price of a new Corvette.
Yeah.
What else could be bought for the price of a new C8 Corvette?
Yeah, and then you bought a Ferrari 360, and then I bought an Aston Martin V12 Vantage S.
Yes.
And yeah.
Which
and the
was-
rest is 10 seasons of history.
Yeah, the timing on that was wonderful because we went to another concours and shot, and then the world shut down with COVID just like seconds after.
Right there,
And
yeah.
we released it when everybody's stuck in their homes, so it was about the best. Even though hundreds of thousands of people died, it worked out nice for well, I'm going in
That's
a
a
bad
terrible
place
thing to
here.
say.
Yeah,
I know.
We should have that one sound clip.
yeah,
Even though hundreds of thousands of people died, it's,
Yeah, no, sorry if you. I mean, I lost
That's a
someone.
little
COVID.
off.
Sorry if you
That's
died.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
me.
if you died. Tyler Hoover, 2024.
Oh, okay, foot in mouth. Anyway.
So how did this lineup start? Like, how did you meet each other and decide to do this project?
Well, I mean, we started, Ed and I started talking because I drove the Pimp My Ride minivan to his house, and then we started talking about this idea of basically ripping off Top Gear.
Right.
And then Ed, again, having a lot of alcohol in his system, he was like, why can't we do it? And then I remember me being a little bit hesitant, and then you like convincing me, because Ed is a very good negotiator and he can convince anybody of anything.
Influencer.
He actually I can't do that. Can you influence anybody?
Oh, absolutely. No, not like him. No, he talked me into lots of things like I have to buy a Bugatti.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
he is the influencer of influencers,
He
yes.
talks everybody into everything. So
You were on the way to his house.
exactly, we were on the way to
his
his house to give him the Pimp My Ride minivan, which is now at a museum. But it couldn't be anybody other than Tyler to do this, because
But that was a little bit in question because he was the obvious third, but you were on the way to his house very shortly after I had made an entirely fair and reasonable profit selling him an orange Lamborghini Murcielago. And I was a little bit concerned.
how many thousands of dollars was that?
Tens of thousands.
Yes.
Barely tens.
Yeah, barely,
$30,000.
barely
You
mid
did
five
well with
figures.
it, too.
40,000.
You did
Yes.
well with it.
Something like that.
Well, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Tyler
fine.
has a little bit of a goofy, like, online persona. Did you judge him a lot, or like in person he might be a little different, right?
We had that discussion about, whenever you're doing something like this, you can't make the assumption that any part of the audience knows anything about you. And that's very hard because on our own channels, we can do that. We've
Right.
got years and years of a relationship with the audience and a canon of information that we've put out there so that somebody can go back through and really understand who we are. Inevitably, there would be somebody that only knows one of us or that doesn't know anybody. And the goal was to produce something that would be watchable and understandable with that. So we had a real discussion of like, all right, what are the three things about the persona that you've built that we want to make sure are built out and exemplified and showcased through the challenges and things that we're going to be doing. And I think when we look at Top Gear's success and what we were trying to blatantly knock off, Top Gear was rough for the first 6, 7, 8 seasons.
Yeah.
But by the time you got there, you knew who the presenters were, what kind of jabs they would take at each other, and that's what made it fun to feel like you were part of the family. And I think when we walk around here and hear people like, when is Car Trek coming back? And it's what most of my comments are.
Yeah,
Right.
I get a lot of that too.
I think, especially now that there's 2 Bugattis and a P1 in the mix.
Right. Well, yes, Ed, you're always the guy who makes these amazing buys, and you're always very well prepared for the treks, and you're carrying it with your ability to speak without screwing up for long periods of time. And I feel like Freddie
is the
the one
complete opposite
who
of that.
massively procrastinates, and everything somehow slapped together or mostly works at the very end. And
So I like how Ed's is like super positive.
he's the one he's the one suffering the most, but he's the guy, burning across the finish line and pieces falling off, like in that Fast and Furious when Vin Diesel's racing in Cuba, but he does it like
Right.
it's you.
Yes.
And then I just clown, I guess. I don't really.
No, I think you provide the absolute, like you've won more treks than any of us.
Yeah, you're the most competitive.
Yeah,
you're
I
going to
suppose.
buy the worst car, but you're going to somehow make it work and overcome things. And yeah, at the end of it, you're going to find a way that you somehow won, even though I don't care and he didn't have a
I haven't said that
chance.
in years.
That's
Yeah,
it.
well, listen, we don't need to bring that back. We don't need to bring that
So
back.
it's divisive, that
It is.
phrase, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's more divisive than the election. Who are you voting for, by the way?
Oh God.
Well, so you guys are saying Tyler's the most competitive. Who would you say is the most diva-like on set?
Diva-like.
Yeah.
That's also Tyler.
Also Tyler?
Also,
Okay.
we have. I don't know. This is a bit of a deep cut, a bit of behind the scenes, but there is a phrase that we use, and it's called sweet tea. And
I thought it was monkey bread.
no, monkey bread is
That's
different.
another phrase.
It's a different thing. But we
Different
have
result.
yeah, different result. Happy birthday, April, by the way.
Thank you.
So
It was a long walk. We've talked about this before, I think, on Ed's channel. It was a long walk to get iced tea, and then they gave me sweet tea instead of regular tea, which I don't drink tea anymore because I had a kidney stone. So now it's just straight water. They can't
he's still
screw
mad
that.
about it.
You could
It was
tell.
a
He's
long
still
walk.
mad about it.
It was a
that
long walk.
was in the same parking lot.
Yeah.
It was 200 yards.
Uphill both ways.
And
Yeah. Through
it was
broken
in-
glass, barefoot.
Oh, where was that? New Mexico somewhere. Yeah.
So sweet tea applies to Tyler.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is a little bit of a hothead, but he will apologize afterwards, which I think makes it okay. Isn't that
Okay,
how it is
yeah.
in abusive relationships?
Yeah, I mean, it happened today. Jake missed the parade. He thought the parade would go through here, and it was supposed to get the award ceremony was right over there. So I am sorry, Jake. I got a little mad there because
He
that
was hot.
yeah, that was. But I think you know that the parade's right. The parade's right there,
see-
Jake.
see-
Like, how do you know that I'm getting this big
I
award, the
like-
biggest award of my life, and you didn't know
We're
the parade's
past
over
it.
there?
We're
I'm getting
past
mad.
it.
I didn't know
This,
that.
this is the yeah, but still.
I mean,
We
like,
also
does
had-
Tyler redeem himself? Is he the best driver? Is he good at wrenching?
Well, he almost always has the most capable car.
This is sounding
Yes.
more like marriage counseling now. Like, should I marry this guy? Yeah.
Right, we're about to get married in June. Should I do
Oh, is there a
it?
date now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 7th.
Yeah, the day after. Yeah.
And every subscriber is invited.
That's right.
Okay? Don't. That's not
They're
not
registered
true.
at Bunker Branding.
Okay, so Car Trek, we're seeing it. Do you feel like you need to compete with the Grand Tour and make it better, or are you going a different direction?
There's nothing that we can do to compete with Grand Tour in terms of budget because
Yeah.
I mean their catering budget is multiple times what our entire series is worth. But realistically, we just want to bring back the feeling that people got when they
Right.
saw old Top Gear, when they were in crappy cars doing things where they had a series where they did cheap Porsches, where they paid 100 or 300 pounds or whatever, and then they drove like 40 miles, and that was the entirety of the episode. And something like that, it was just all up on them with their chemistry and these cars breaking down every 5 feet. So I think if we can replicate that, but for a new audience and
Right.
like people that like us, will like us getting into these different situations. And plus we do like, I'm not gonna say hokey things, but we do like stuff that's kind of corny, but also like we have fun doing it. Like we did, we raced Santa Claus.
Yes.
We also did our versions of movie trailers and commercials, PSAs, that sort of stuff. And
ripping other YouTubers. Yeah.
other YouTubers, yeah, like some better than others. And I think it's that stuff that kind of sets us apart because I am out of my comfort zone when it comes to that stuff, but it's always fun to do it, you know?
Right?
Well,
Well,
that's it. It's like, I mean, when we grew up, the dream was to get to play Top Gear.
Yeah.
And that was the conversation that we had sitting out by my fire was like, why can't we play Top Gear? I think you just proved with the Pimp My Ride series that was without question the most successful automotive series on YouTube,
Right.
that we can get cable-like numbers.
Yeah.
Putting a show out there on the internet, that means we are ready to play Top Gear, if
think
I'm
so.
not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. We got to for a long time, and
but
we need to do it
it's
again.
not like just three random guys that are car guys can come together and make a Top Gear spinoff.
They've
you
tried
guys,
a lot.
You guys are
Yeah.
actually friends. Like seriously, they talk on a chat all day long, all night long. There's real chemistry and real camaraderie with like, you know, the American Top Gear. I'm not talking bad about them, but sometimes they'll piece celebrities together and say be
Yeah.
friends, but you guys are actually friends.
Yeah, and I mean, for better or worse, we've had, you know, our good days, bad days. We have disagreements, and we've had massive triumphs, and like it all goes with the package, you know.
Right? What's the biggest fight you guys have gotten in?
Oh,
Freddie.
One
okay.
sticks
no.
out.
Freddie.
so this was during Car Trek 3.
Christmas.
This was a Christmas
Give us
special,
presents.
and we were
Most
in.
wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, we're in a Missouri castle, and yes, they do have castles in Missouri.
Okay.
They at least have one. And we were filming there, and we had 3 pretty junky cars, and there was a guy that was representing a junkyard. Or like a dismantler's yard, and I
J&J Auto Wrecking,
yeah,
they're not
J&J
very
Auto
nice
Wrecking.
guys.
Yeah, super nice guys. And I took it upon myself to
Good negotiators.
to negotiate with them a price for all 3 of our cars.
Not
And
just
I-
his car, but yeah, the shrewd negotiator's car and
yeah,
my car.
all 3 of our cars. And Ed got so. Listen, I don't know. I understand we're all stressed out. We all had new kids, by the way. We all just you know, our wives and significant others.
But Ed
you know,
doesn't yell and cuss, but it was close to yelling. It was Ed yelling.
So Ed-
Don't you think the person who does all of the negotiations for a living and is the best at it should be the one negotiating this deal?
So this was. I am.
Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, pennies on the. So Ed seems to think that he could have gotten $6 million out of these people
Give or take.
for these. Yeah, so he's a shrewd negotiator. I think sometimes his head is a little bit like in the clouds, but that was a really interesting exchange that we had because Ed talked to me like I was a child, not even his child. It was like
You deserved it.
Yeah, and
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I-
Tom.
okay.
But I do forgive you.
well, thank you. Well,
It's all good.
I didn't say sorry, but that's okay. Well, it was an interesting exchange. It was very stressful, and at the end, we kissed and made up, and that was very nice.
Look at all the good that came out of that
Yeah,
trip.
look at that. I stuck around again, just like an abusive relationship. And now we're here sitting in front of your amazing cars.
You bought a P1 to get away from us, and now you're back.
and now I'm back. I'm
You're
just kinda
back,
came
baby.
Crawling back
Come
through
here.
the mud.
Let's
Yeah.
make some car treks.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Ed,
wait.
please never do that again.
Just don't sell any of my cars.
I will sell every single one of your cars if you do.
So hopefully, we get to filming this in the beginning of the year. We
I would love
release
that.
something, maybe, I don't know, first quarter, first springtime, maybe at the latest.
I
Fingers
think-
crossed on that. That is the tentative plan, and
Yeah.
we really hope that you all enjoy us coming back.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is personally my goal in life to make sure Car Trek comes back.
April's our
for you.
producer, I
Yeah,
guess.
so if it doesn't come back,
First
it's on her.
Yeah.
It's like her fault. Yeah.
Is Ed gonna yell at me though?
Do you want him to?
There's a set
It's kinda
path
cool when he
to getting
does,
that
though.
to happen.
Tyler, you're gonna
But
let
yeah,
him, man.
number 1 goal in life, bring Car Trek back. Number 2, marry Tyler. Number 3, subscribe to April's Garage.
There you
There you
go.
go. Absolutely.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
watching.
all so much for watching. Or I guess that's her now because it's April's
Yeah.
garage. Dang it.
Thanks
I'm
for
still
watching.
learning.
Yeah.
You do it.
Than't you for watching.
Hold on. I gotta do the kick. You know?
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome to April's garage. Yeah, you did. Yep.